Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Reselling Rhythms. I'm your host, Adam, with Adam's Exploits. Just going to let some people fill into the chat. Unfortunately, there's several other YouTubers that decided to go live. I guess due to the weather, they were not working or decided to have auctions and whatnot. So we may have a small list of guests. Should say a small list of viewers. So what I'm going to do is, hey, Peaches. So what I'm going to do is, like I said, let a few people fill in. I'm working on getting guests. It's not as easy as it would seem. I'm working on a Poshmark guest for next week. She's in the process of moving. She's given me a commitment to doing the show, so hopefully it'll be next week. If not, possibly the following week. Hi, Darlene. So, Michelle. So again, trying to line up a Poshmark seller. Again, I told you guys I'm trying to vary things up a little bit. If I don't have, a good guest on, or I don't have a guest available, I'm just going to give you guys some, tips and tricks, some things I've learned. I told you guys I watch a lot of YouTube, and I want to give you guys an opportunity. I call it like the water cooler. I know Jason RVA Flips does his water cooler in the morning. Gives an opportunity because, like I said, reselling's kind of lonely. Gives you guys to get together, say hello to everyone. Today's show will probably be on the shorter side. I'm guessing a half an hour-ish, so because we don't have a guest. But again, I am working on a Poshmark guest for next week. So it looks like we have about 9 or 10 viewers. And like I said, there's several people that are going live right now. So I think I'm going to get started. So I'm going to do a couple of screen shares. We're going to discuss 3 different things, and then I'll just open it up to if you guys want to chit chat or ask questions. I'm not an expert, but I try to learn. And like I said, if I learn something new every day, I feel like I've accomplished something. And again, I was watching Angie's show with Tonya earlier today, and I learned some more information about jewelry. Told you guys I want to get involved selling jewelry. So again, that's a great show to watch. Jewelry Detective. It's on once or twice a month now, due to scheduling, I guess, issues. But Tanya and Angie also have a Facebook group, and I'll list that below. So anyway, let's get started. I'm going to try to share my screen with you guys. Bear with me because you'll see these little pop-up things coming out here. So let's do this. Let's share the screen. You're welcome, Angie. Let me see if I can get my screen share. And we'll go to this. And we'll go to this. Okay. Want to make sure that you guys are seeing the what I'm seeing here. Okay, you are. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, again, I don't have anybody to help me with the chat, so I am going to pull up the chat on the side here. And we'll come back to the chat. Hopefully, you guys, I have monitors in here. I have David M's. Glad you could join us, David. And I also have Michelle, and I think a couple other moderators in the chat. So we'll see what we can do here. Okay. So again, I just have 3 topics today. I'm going to keep it kind of short and sweet. The first one is mobile-friendly listings. Again, I've discussed this in the past. There's an issue with buying on eBay. More than half the buyers now buy from either their tablets or their smartphones. So you want to make sure that your eBay listings are mobile friendly. There is a little button I'll show you guys a little bit later how to click on that, and what it'll do is it'll tell you if your listing is mobile friendly. But I'm just going to go over these best practices, and then we'll come back into that. And I have 2 other topics I want to discuss with you guys. Keep it short and sweet. Again, okay, the best practice for mobile friendly listings. You want to make sure that your font is legible on mobile. eBay has certain, minimum requirements for the font. Not really important. They'll let you know if you don't, fit that formatting. One other thing is you want to use what they recommend, because that strategy should eliminate the need for the shopper to pinch and zoom. I know if you guys ever on your phones, you're pinch and zoom to see things if it's not mobile friendly, and it makes it a pain to shop. Another thing with the formatting is keep it on a white background. Use bullet points. It makes things easier to scan. This is kind of technical here, but I'm going to include this in the description box. Casey, I always mention Casey the Rockstar Flipper, but Casey has a video on this about mobile friendly listings. And what it is you have to put the HTML in this in your listing, or you have to go and do what I said. You have to go and check it. And then eBay will fix it for you if you tell them, fix my errors. But what it is this little computer language in here, and you just add that to the bottom of your description, and everything will be fine. Again, I'll put that in the description. Again, that's basically just make sure that everything kind of fits properly into the description, and the users that are using a smartphone or a tablet are able to see your pictures and your descriptions, and your font is easy to follow. Again, speaking about images, make sure you use your eBay images. Import them via your phone or tablet or your PC, laptop. Okay, we got a Facebook notification. I turn that off. Again, use their uploaders. Don't put photos in your descriptions. Again, include them only where eBay wants you to include them. It makes it easier to follow on a tablet or a smartphone device. Again, I will get into that about including videos. I'm going to mention that a little bit later. That's one of the things I want to discuss. Again, this is just basically for Google, and it makes it easier to shop by phone, including product identifiers and item specifics. Use the listing fields that eBay recommends. Don't put all this extraneous information in your description field. Put it where eBay wants it. Put your shipping policy where shipping is, your postage, your payment, your return information. Put them all in the proper location. Again, and this is something that eBay enforced, I think, the last year or two. You can't include JavaScript or Flash. That's what I was going to talk to you guys in a little bit later about the adding a video into your description. So that's basically it for the mobile-friendly listings. Let me just go into this, into the adding a YouTube video. So what you can do is, and again, this came up again. I told you guys I watch a lot of YouTube videos on reselling. This came up on the Reseller Stew with Deb Pitch and Peso. She recommended this. I've seen this before on Lonnie's channel, Garage Flips. He has a video on this. This is the tools that Lonnie uses. So basically what it is if you have something, you really want to show detail, you want to show something working properly, an electronic device, or you have some kind of thing that has flaws on it, you can do a video. There's a lot of various ways you can do it, because again, eBay doesn't allow you to embed HTML into the description. You have to go like this workaround. So what you do is you go to this page. This is called Flipping Tools. They have a bunch of different tools available for you. Again, flippertools.com. And again, I'll put that link in the description. You scroll down to here. There's price researches, shipping information, and you scroll down to eBay tools. Okay, this is your eBay YouTube listing tool. So what you would do is you would create a video on your smartphone, your tablet, or your PC, whatever. And then what you would do is you would upload that to YouTube, and then you would go and click on this. And then what you would do is you would copy and paste where it says, you guys that do YouTube, you know, it says to share this video. What you do is you copy that video link, and then you put that into here, and then basically Flipper Tools will convert that. And then you would click OK. I'll probably get an error message because I didn't do this, but yeah, sorry, I don't have a URL. But anyway, I will post Lonnie's link as well on how to do this. But again, for electronics, and especially higher price electronics, I think it's a great idea. One last thing I wanted to discuss, and then we'll come back to the chat. Let's see here. This is another problem that all of us have approached via eBay. Again, it could be something as simple as somebody wanting to send a gift to someone, somebody's moving, somebody could be scamming you. I had it actually, and I don't know how true this was, but I had someone that was ordering a pair of men's jeans from me, and she wanted to ship it to her boyfriend or fiance in jail. And I said, well, that's all well and good, but I can't ship to a non-PayPal address. So basically what this does is this article, and I will link this as well, this describes that. Another situation that appears is some people from overseas use shipping companies. So what they'll do is the shipping company will contact you and say, okay, you know, this is for such and such. Please ship it to us without any invoice materials, and they'll handle all the shipping. So you're just shipping to Miami or wherever you're shipping to, and they handle that. Again, it depends on the value of the item. If something's kind of expensive, I personally wouldn't do it. I would tell them to cancel the order and reorder it, and then I would ship it to the proper address. You always want to make sure that you get the buyer to say that they want to cancel the order, because if you don't have the buyer cancel the order and you cancel it as the seller, that's a ding. In other words, if you have an active sale, something that's sold, and you cancel that, that is a fault against your account. So what you do is, like, I misplaced a pair of jeans, or actually it was a double listing. eBay, for some reason, said it was still my inventory, and it wasn't. So when I couldn't find it, I basically contacted the buyer, and I said, look, I'm willing to give you, 50% off something, or I'm willing to ship this item to you, another item to you for free in my shop. If that's okay. If not, would you just prefer to cancel the order? So once they said they would willing to cancel the order, then that covers me, and I can cancel the order, and I can refund the buyer through PayPal. And then eBay will credit you your fees, your final value fees on shipping and on the actual purchase price. So again, this is basically just saying what I just described to you. Many buyers try to save on shipping, sending it direct to as gifts. Not necessarily a problem. What you want to do is that tell the buyer that in order for you to be protected, and them as well through PayPal, you need to ship that to the address that's listed on the PayPal account. Now the buyer can go in to PayPal and change that address to the address they want you to ship to, and then they can always change it back. I've never done this, but apparently you can also like put in additional shipping instructions, like different addresses. So I guess if you want to ship something to your children or your family member, you got to I guess add them somehow into your PayPal addresses, and that way you could ship that way. Or you can just change it for a one-time thing and then just delete it, go back in after you place the order, go back and delete that address. Again, this is basically just what I explained to you. There's a couple different ways to do it. And again, what I explained to you guys was, if you do it the proper way, you will get your fees refunded back to you from eBay for your shipping and for the item. And also you won't get any strikes against your account. Again, this is the preferred method. It says, although it does take a little more time for both the buyer and seller, the best and safest way to handle this is cancel the current transaction, ask the buyer to repurchase the item, and go through eBay checkout again, making sure that all their shipping address is correct. Before you cancel anything, and this is what I mentioned earlier, you want to make sure you contact the buyer and notify them of the issue and PayPal's policy. Let them know you must ship to an address listed on the transaction according to PayPal policy. And if not, you can refund them immediately if they request to cancel it, and then they can repurchase it. Another issue that could come up is also if it's an auction. If they purchase something from an auction from you, which I don't typically do auctions, I do buy it nails. Says for auction style listings, you'll probably want to relist it as a buy it now, with the price being the ending price of that particular auction, of that buyer that had to cancel it. They want you to ship it to the new address, so you would change it to that price, and then you would also put the buyer's name in the listing title, and then send them a message with a link to that listing. Okay, so that's kind of a workaround. Now the non-preferred way is a little rigmarole, but basically they're saying if you don't follow proper policies, you can get scammed and you don't have PayPal protection. But again, I will include this in the listing description of the video below, so you guys will be able to follow that. Okay, and then one other thing I wanted to discuss with you guys. I'm talking really fast today for some reason. We're only a quarter after. That was the 38. We discussed the mobile friendly. Should I ship to non-PayPal addresses, and using YouTube in your videos. So let me pop back in the chat. See you guys in 1 second here. Let's see. We'll stop sharing. Just bear with me here. I got about 18 windows open. We'll stop sharing. Okay. And let me just pull up my chat. Okay. What happened? What did you say in Ace? Pepsi, one Pepsi Crab Juice giveaway. Okay. Yeah, for some reason, Patricia is going live at the same time as I'm doing this video. She was supposed to be, I think, at 1 o'clock, and now she's doing it at this time. Again, guys, like I said, I will be on every Wednesday at 3 p.m. If I can't be at a particular time, I will let you know what time I'm going to have it. Again, I'm trying to have this Poshmark seller on. I have another friend of mine who does a lot with jeans. Again, I'm trying to get away from jeans, but she does a lot with jeans, and she also does a lot with plushies. Hi, Jennifer. So she does a lot with plushies. So that's something I might want to consider. I mean, if you guys can go into your Goodwill outlet, which they call it the bins for you people that don't know what the Goodwill outlet is called. The nickname is the bins because they bring out the products in big blue bins, and then the buyers basically scavenge through the bins and try to grab something and throw it in their bag or whatever. The best way to do that, again, is to grab the item, and then you can always review it later in your shopping cart. Usually they make you put your shopping cart off to the side, and then you can review your purchases, make sure there's no stains or damage to the product. But that's one way as a workaround it. David, I see you're in the chat, or Michelle, was there any questions that came up when I was doing the descriptions of the various techniques and tips? Again, I wasn't really following the chat. I was trying to be aware of what I was reading to you guys and try to make it as concise as possible. Oh, you're heading to the bins, Rosie? Okay. Again, I know it's not a secret. I told you guys I have some medical issues, so it's difficult for me to stand for any long period of time, and that's one of the issues I have with the bins. I will do like a pop and dash at the bins. That's a good question, Peaches. I don't know if did they have actually put jewelry into the bins? I've never seen jewelry in the bins. You didn't see any questions, Michelle? Yeah. So, like I said, my problem with the bins is that when you stand there, you're standing, and there's no set policy as when they bring out the new bins. So you could get there right after they bought out a bin. You could get out there if they've had a bin out for an hour, it's already picked through, and then they never really tell you when they're bringing out the next bin. So you could be standing there for 2-3 hours, or maybe they're done bringing out the bins for the days, and you guys are just standing there and you're waiting for the bins to come out. So again, low cost of acquisition. Again, I really want to get involved with these plushies. The only thing with plushies is I think it's an issue with the storage, especially the larger ones. That's one of the things I like with the jeans, again, but they're not selling, is they're easy to store. I just fold them up, fold them up like this, and I just put it in a Walmart bread bag, and then just with the location number, and then I stack it, and I have these IKEA bins or wheels, and I can just stack them up. But unfortunately, my jeans aren't selling that well right now, so I'm trying to get away from that and get more into hard goods. Hope everybody is safe out there with this cold weather. A little nasty out there, very windy here. We avoided a lot of the snow. I think we're probably going to get about an inch or so of snow. Before I forget, I did want to mention one thing to you guys. I'm kind of like the person that believes in the golden rule. Do unto others as you would have them do unto you. Like I said, I try to open doors for people. I try to let people in the traffic. I try to be nice to people. Hi, Carol. I try to be nice to people, and I try to help people. Or if I'm standing in line and I have a whole grocery cart full of stuff and somebody has like 2 or 3 pieces, I let them go ahead of me. So I'm not a real religious person. I know some of you are. If you could please keep Wade from Wade's Ventures and his mother in your prayers and or your good thoughts. Wade is a very private person. I did meet his mother and Wade when I was at the eBay Open in Las Vegas this past July. And Wade posted a picture of his mother in intensive care. So I don't know what's going on. I don't want to bother. I know Wade basically communicates through Instagram, but I feel this is not the time to be contacting him. I just posted on his YouTube page that my thoughts and my prayers were with him. So hi, Anissa. So if you guys would please keep Wade and his mother in your thoughts and prayers. His mother's a neat lady. We were hanging out at the casino and actually gambling. She doesn't have a player's card, so she let me use her player's card when I put my player's card into her slot machine. So I got some play time on the machine. So that was nice. I think I told you guys again. Yeah, Wade's mother's a super neat lady, and she helps him with. He's been involved a lot with the storage auctions, and I guess his mother can come out and help him with the storage auction because his wife, has to take care of the kids, and she actually has a full-time job at Nike, which I wasn't aware of. Something came up that she works full-time at Nike, so they have I think an infant and like a 1 or 2 year old. So she takes care of the children and she works a full-time job. So Wade's mother would help with Wade with his storage units, breaking them down and whatnot. So neat lady though. So, and I know some of the other members in our group have some medical issues. So you can just keep them in your thoughts, and if you're so inclined, your prayers, I would appreciate it. Again, we're in just about 20 minutes, but again, that's all I had. I did want to show you a couple other things real quickly. I want to thank April again. If April's still in the chat, just a tremendous job she did when she joined me last week. And I interviewed her. Great information. If you guys haven't seen the video, please go back and watch it. April just brought a wealth of knowledge to the channel, and I've got a ton of views, and it's really helping people. So I really appreciate April coming on the channel and helping me. One of the things we discussed was the magnets. I think I mentioned some of you guys. Bye, Bianca. I mentioned you guys that I was going to get this, and it's Harbor Freight. It was reasonable. I mean, you sign up for their card, and they ship you catalogs and coupons, and you get in your Clipper mailers and all that stuff. But this is it's also an extending one. So I got the longer extended one because I figured, hey, I never know. I mean, when I was with my back's bothering me, somebody could just reach down and pop something up on it. I got the extended one. They do make smaller ones. I think this was only like $6, and I had a 20% off coupon. And then I got something free. I got a electronic tester, electrical tester, because I have some issues with some of my lighting. I had my friend come over and check that. So again, this was only like $5. Another thing I want to point out to you guys again with supplies is, I don't know if you guys remember, I had Alma, my Thrifted Escape, on my channel several months ago. Alma's a sweetheart, and she's a very knowledgeable seller, and she's switching things up. But basically what she did is, it looks like we're getting a lot of glare. You can't really see this. I don't know if you can see this any better if I do this. No, you can't. Basically, these are just gold labels. Let's see if I can get it up in the... Yeah, it's just reversed. They're gold labels, and it says thank you with a little heart. And then this one is actually the heart itself, and it says thank you. What's nice about these is these are only a half cent. I got 1,000 labels for $5. I think that math is right, but I did double check the math, and it is a half cent. Again, that's on Amazon. Eventually, I want to get some of these links up to help you guys out. But I did notice, I know people ask about that too, feedback. How do you go about getting feedback? My feedback has actually increased. I mean, I'm not doing a lot of volume, but just something simple as, I make sure I pack everything well, especially with this nasty weather, with the rain and the sleet and the snow and everything. I always make sure I plastic bag everything. And then if I put it in a poly bag, I make sure the poly bag is sealed properly. Or if I use a cardboard box, again, I'm putting the item into the box in a plastic bag and sealing that. And then I just stick one of these little thank you stickers. As soon as they open the box, they say, like, I shipped the hat the other day. So the first thing they saw was, the hat. And then right on the bag, on the brim of the hat, I put on top of the bag, not on the brim itself, but where the brim would be, I put this thank you sticker. And it has increased my my feedback. New sellers are always asking about feedback. How do I increase my feedback? Use those two, Valerie. Aren't they great for half cent? You follow Alma, it's probably where you got the information as well. But I mean, where can you get something for? And that was free shipping. Where can you get a label for half cent and free shipping? I'm sure there was tax. Well, what's tax for me? $5 is like 35 cents. So I was going to mention something else to you. Okay, I guess that was about it. Again, please keep Wade and his mother in your prayers. Again, I know there's other YouTubers that are going live right now. Some of you guys might want to get to the auctions. Again, I'm always going to be on at approximately at 3 p.m. on Wednesdays. One of the reasons I used this time was nobody else was scheduled. I spoke with Tonya and made sure that I wasn't interfering with her jury detective, Tonya and Angie. So it's one of the reasons that I do this time of day. If I'm going to have somebody else that I work with the schedule, like when I had Tonya on, I moved it up an hour. I have another seller friend of mine. I probably maybe pushed it back to early evening, but it's always going to be around that 3 o'clock time on Wednesdays. I want to give you guys a place to come and just chit chat with each other and exchange ideas. And again, I'll put a link to the my reselling group, Reselling Rhythms, on Facebook, so you guys can join that and share information on that. Again, with me, it's all about learning and trying to help others learn. I don't profess to be an expert in anything. Again, I got 30 years experience, but on reselling, only a couple of years. But I do follow a lot of YouTube resellers on the front end with some of the bigger resellers like Wade and Casey. I'm going to belong to KC's VIP Group. Something you guys might want to look into. It was very reasonable. It's only $50. And he also has Sydney L, who's a Poshmark person. She's involved too with Casey, and they're doing content just strictly for the VIP members. So that's something you guys might want to consider, especially if you're new. I do it because where you're going to get somebody of Casey's knowledge and experience, and basically on call for $50 for a whole year. So that's why I do it. And Casey's always been very good to me, and that's why I'm a member of the group. So again, I just want to come back to the chat to see if I missed anything. Michelle, David, did I miss any questions that when I was on my soapbox preaching? What's that link to? Oh, that's my Facebook group. Thanks, Michelle. Any other things I missed, Michelle or David, in the chat? I don't think so. Again, I was on my soapbox just trying to help you guys. So, okay. Well, I guess that's about it. And again, I'm going to use my typical closing from Jason and Karen, Prof Sales, and just ask Karen. Good sales to you. Be safe out there, everybody. If the roads are freezing, it's extremely cold and windy here. But thank God we don't have any snow right now. We probably won't get more. I did return that jewelry kit, Michelle. I got the credit. I sent everything back. I even sent the tester back. So I got that back, and again, so I'm going to order that probably from Amazon. That scale was a piece of garbage. So anyway, I don't want to end on a negative note. But good sales to you. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. And again, I should be back next Wednesday at 3 p.m. If I need to change that to accommodate, if I can get my Poshmark seller on, I'm going to accommodate her schedule. Whether it be a little bit earlier, a little later, or she's in the process of moving, so I don't know if we'll actually have her on, but I will try to line some up again for next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Yeah, then I went out earlier. It was nasty out. I had to pay my property taxes because last quarter I forgot to pay them. The first time I've been here for I've been in this house off and on for 50 years, but first time I missed my quarter payment, it's like, oh my God. And then they get a sheriff's sale notice, that'll wake you up. So I made sure I paid it on time this time. So, okay, guys, I'll let you go. Get back to your auction. Get back to your reselling friends. Get back to your listings. And again, next Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern. If I need to post it at a different time, I'll give you guys plenty of notice. Okay, thanks, guys. Talk to you later. Bye.